Hey everybody, little backstory here on the video that you are about to see. Um, I went muzzle loader hunting on Sunday, and um, first part of the morning, I was in the blind an hour roughly before sunrise, and movement was very slow. It was windy. Had a fire nearby, so was a little smoky smell in the area. Not real heavy, but you could definitely smell smoke. But the wind would pick up sometimes 20, 25 mile an hour gusts. Wasn't super cold, so deer movement was definitely on the lower side. And um, about 9 o'clock, um, I had hit a grunt call and had a nice 4 pointer come out. I'll put a picture up that I got on trail camera. For some reason, I had my regular camera that I use, and it did not record. It just took a picture, really of nothing. So I didn't get any footage, but hit a grunt call. 5 minutes later, he comes out, starts horning a bush really, really bad, and he is just tearing it up and slowly is just making his way up a hill away from me. And it's not a deer that I had really planned to take, even though he's really tall, 4 pointer. Um, I was after one of the deer that you're going to see in the video here. Um, so just play around with him. I hit an aggressive grunt call, and he turned, looked my way, stomped the ground, and started just trotting toward my blind. He got within about 20 yards of my blind down underneath some thicket, and he never come up. He just kind of worked his way back around behind me, and because the wind was blowing from east to west, so he went all the way behind me, got upwind of me, and I've got a picture of him looking down my direction on one of my trail cameras when I hit a grunt call to see if I could get him to come out because I was really wanting to get some footage of him. Um, but he never did, so I hunted that particular spot for another hour, and then I decided to move to a different spot on the property. And I got up there, got set up, and it started drizzling rain. Um, Hit some calls, never did see anything, had no movement on cameras, and this was, 11 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, the rain was starting to steadily pick up. So I decided when I got a break, I was going to pack up and just be done for the day because rain was supposed to move in a little heavier couple hours after that. So um, I packed everything up and decided I was going to call it a day. So I've got my backpack with all my camera equipment in it, calls, some other stuff, and got my gun on my sling on my shoulder, packing it, and then I've got my tripod bog death grip. And if anybody hunts with those, you know how heavy those are. So I have made a strap that I can kind of put over my shoulder and carry those. So I had quite a good load walking out of there. So I'm walking out and walk around a little bend, and I see one of my bucks that I have been after standing on a little hill, and he is with a doe. And I stood there and looked at him. He's about 20, 25 yards from me, and he just kept staring at me, no movement, nothing. The doe is off to his left, about 5 yards, and they are just standing there. So I ease on past him around a little thicket, and I get all my stuff off, and my muzzle loader is already loaded. So I make my way back around the thicket, and he is still standing there, just looking my way. So As you can see on the video that I'm going to show you, I'm using a Taxidermy Solo Extreme, and I've got the film through scope option on my scope. So once I get in position and ready, you can see the shot. And I did pull low and to the left on this deer when I shot. The mainly reason is I was in some gravel, and anybody that has prosthetic legs like I do knows that sometimes when you step and you can't feel the ground, you lose your balance a little bit. So right as I was getting ready to shoot, I could not balance myself, so I just took the best shot that I could, and you'll see that in the video. But I shot the deer. He reared up, fell back, and did not move. So then I realized that I had left my powder pellets and my extra bullet in my backpack that I packed up. So I walked back to my backpack around the thicket, and I grabbed my bullets, reloaded my muzzleloader, and went back over where I was shot him at, and he was gone. So I walk over, thinking maybe he went over to the thicket a little bit. And as you can see in the footage, when I first go over, he is not there. So did a little bit of searching, found some blood, and so from there we just started tracking. He bled very, very little. I'm just using the power belt bullets. I think it's 250 grain, and I use 100 grams of the pellet powder. So 2 of those plus the 250 grain power belt pellets or bullets. So we just started grid searching, and he ran, I would say, about 100 yards downhill into some thick, slick stuff. And as you'll see in the video, we finally found him after a couple hours of grid searching, and he had completely expired. Point wise, he was a 9 point. One of his points broke off. You can still slide get a ring to set on one of the points there. But generally overall, I've had him on camera last year and this year. He was a 9 last year, 9 this year. So really hadn't changed much. But at some point during the season, before the season, he had lost one of those points. So I was just very thankful that I was able to get a shot on him and actually recover the deer. It's one of those situations where you have your camera equipment set up and you are ready to film that hunt and get that on camera, and sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Luckily, I did have my Taxidermy Solo Extreme on my scope, so I did get some footage of that. And but more importantly, we did recover the deer, and it's going to be a nice Euro mount. And so just want to give you a little backstory on that hunt, since I don't have much footage from that hunt. So I hope you enjoy what video I do have and the pictures that I have, and I appreciate y'all watching. Hey everybody, Terry here with the Outdoor Amputee, and it is the second weekend of muzzleloader season, early season, and Sunday I'm going to go over and hunt one of the properties. Hunted yesterday, and it was really foggy, no deer movement whatsoever. I had a short window to hunt. So the time that I hunt, did not see anything. On the other property, had all kinds of deer movement, so pretty much hunt the wrong property yesterday. So we're gonna drive over a couple hours and see if we can have some luck today. Wind is picking up a little bit, so it's gonna be a little windy this morning. Not as cold as yesterday morning, so we're gonna see if setting up a little early, if we can catch a little bit of rut action here in Virginia. So stay tuned.
We made it up on the property. It's about 5:30, so I'm going to get everything out, start walking over to the blind. That should get us about 45 minutes before daylight. So the spot I'm hunting yesterday had bucks right in front of the blind at 6:30, and then all the way up till about 9:30 yesterday morning. So we'll see if movement continues today. It is a little smoky, so there's a brush fire, you know, nearby somewhere. So we'll have to see how bad the smoke plays effect. But we'll get loaded, everything on, and head over to the blind and see what happens. Well, we're set up in the blind. It's about 30 minutes past daylight. I'll show you the setup here. I've got a little swag where these deer walk up through. They'll either cut up through thick stuff and come around into this opening, or on the right of me I've got a little cut road that they will come through, but I'll show you what I got. That's the little swag that they will walk through and come out. A lot of times they will cut up that way and then come out right here and over to the right. Got a little cut through. I've seen some good buck movement the last couple days right here on camera, so I'm gonna stay here for a little bit. Hopefully the wind will die down. It's been a little windy this morning since I got the blind. So, a little bit of a smoke smell. There's a little bit of a fire nearby. That's a few miles from here, so you can smell the smoke. So hopefully the wind will die down just a little bit and the smoke smell won't get too heavy. So we'll kind of sit around and watch and see what happens. It's going to let me drive right up to it. Get a high five. Well, hey, buddy. What are you doing, buddy? Hey, where's your daddy? Where's your daddy at? I need to see your daddy. Do not run from me. Come here. I need to see your daddy. Where is your daddy? Alright. Well, it started raining. I was walking back to the truck, put my cameras in my bag because it was drizzling pretty good, and on the way back to the truck there was a nice buck and a doe standing on a little knob, and I pulled my gun up and he is laying. So we're gonna go over here in a minute and recover. So boom, on the board. I know he went over this way, so let's walk over here and see if we can find him. Looks like he bedded down right here. So let's come up over the hill now. You turn and go back. Alright, it's really black. That thing about Muzzleloader. You definitely laid down right there. Packed. Dang. I know he was right here, so I'm gonna look for some blood, get back on the trail. Okay.
Let me get his head up.
No, I got it.
Head up.
I got it.
Walk down right here.
We found him.
That's where the bullets come out. In his butt. Let me get his head up a little bit where you can see him.
Whew, he went down the thick.
As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.